Good afternoon. I'm Mark Allen with Gaper.io. I'm here working at the office today, and I'm talking to Maike Marques, the CEO of Erah. Good evening in your case, Mike. How you
Good
doing?
evening. Good evening, Mark. Thanks so much for inviting to this webinar. For this podcast. I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor to be part of our participate with you.
Well, we're glad you could make it. So to start with, can you share a brief background of yourself and your work experience?
For sure. My name is Maike Marques. I'm engineer, industrial engineer. I have over 10 years working in big companies, most of them international companies. I already live in the US for a couple months, for 7 months, so many years ago. I work for IKEA, that's the largest company in the US. I already work for Arauco, that's another largest company. And 1 year ago, we opened Erah, that's a startup that we handle to create new sales opportunities. Most of our customers are in US, and we have a company around 15 people. So we are growing so much and a quite successful startup.
And are all of your employees in Brazil, or are they all around the world?
We have most of them are here, and we have 2 guys in Europe. So we have quite spread. We have just 2 guys that work in Europe. That's our handle, and we want to grow so much in Europe. So US we handle from Brazil. But we have this strategy that you can work from wherever you want. So we work from Brazil, but in fact, everybody can work for American companies.
Oh, very cool. And for those who are listening, Erah is spelled E-R-A-H, not E-R-A, E-R-A-H. So just make sure everyone has that.
Exactly.
So what has been your experience with remote employment, both as an employee and an employer?
Exactly. For me, it was completely strange. I come from the field sales that usually visit the customers every single day. Before I opened my own company, I was this guy that's spent like the whole week traveling, visit the customers, many hours in the road and everything. And early of these years, before this COVID and everything, I got some friends say, hey, have a different way to work. Work for your own office and you close deals all over the world. For me, it's so strange. But I got the idea, I got the challenge, so we opened Erah, and we started to work on that way. And now I see that how we can remotely close big deals, like millions of dollars, and without see each other, without shake hands, just using good technology, good approach, and like honest. And this is 100% possible.
And I'm assuming your sales are worldwide, so you did do a lot of traveling. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I know over 30 countries already, been in Europe so many times, about the USA so many times. These crazy flights, like you arrive there almost dead about this so many hours. And today we handle many customers in the US, many customers in Europe, everything from now. Just a matter now to be a little bit later in the office, but as we are doing today, we can easily done.
And I know you don't live near one of the major metropolitan areas in Brazil, so those had to be long days, right?
Exactly. And this is a really big change. I mean, Mark, this is something that's made by purpose, because I live in a big capital that's Curitiba, in south of Curitiba. Before I opened my own company, I live in an apartment, small apartment. Then I have a kid. They say, once I want to open my own business, I would like to go for a more calm city. I would like to have more space, to have more better life, let's say, right? So we make this change before all this COVID and everything, and now I see how great idea I had, right? So once we are here in a small city, everything's much more calm. I have much more time for my family and everything. So I love it. For me, it was a great decision, and I do not think to change this in the near future.
Well, that's great to hear, and I know your children will thank you for that someday. They won't when they're teenagers, though. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. And I see it's interesting that you said, because I see the change on him, right? We have so much space, so many times to play with another kids, and here everybody's so open. We live in a city with less than 8,000 people, so quite small city, and the quality here is amazing, and I can make the same business that I'm doing in the past.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the big positives that have come out of COVID. You did it before COVID, but people are home more, and I think it's healthier for the kids. I think the kids do need to go back to school. They can't be doing e-learning all the time, but I think it's good. It's strengthened those family ties. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And think after this COVID, everybody's really think, if I have to work from the office, I should. I mean, if I want to keep working from home, I really should be where I am today, or I could live in another city. to cost more, less, and have a better quality of life. So this, I think, it will change dramatically.
Yeah, I think scenes like the ones behind me are going to be less and less as time goes on. So what do you think is the future of remote employment, and what do you think can be done differently to make it more effective?
Yeah, I mean, Erah is part of this answer, right? I mean, once I can work from home, why I'm in the US? Why I'm not in Brazil? Why I'm not in the beach? Why I'm not hiring someone from another country that costs less and they live the same? So this is part of the huge discussion, right? Why with so many works be in US? Why not in Europe? Why not in other places? We have so many great professionals. So this will change completely. This will break the rules, break everything. For example, as we said, as I always make like a joke here, we stay in a small city, but we are not this small city. We are a global company. That's how it is. This what we are doing here is a proof of that, right? We create many opportunities all over the world, and I see that not so far away. We have guys working from thousands of cities that are not, because this I make it back. I come back to the same question, Mark. You are living your dream city or not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not here in the beach? It's so warm. It's amazing.
Yes. Well,
everybody were thinking this part.
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and yeah, you're right.
Wow, you're living in a great place also, right?
There are a lot of nice places to just hang out here. As long as you got internet, you're good, right?
Exactly. And that's the biggest question, right? That's the biggest question that I see.
Yes. Yeah, and it's funny. There's actually an exodus from the city of San Francisco and the city of New York, but the people are going out to the suburbs to where you're right. They can buy a house with a yard, and the kids can have some room, and there's just a little. It's a different quality of life.
Exactly. And this will change. I think this will be a huge change, completely huge change.
Yes, I agree. So what is the story behind Erah? What is your product? Who do you market to? All of those things.
We have a pretty simple sales proposition. We find customers for your company, right? I have a company and need new customers, so we make a prospection, we sell leads, simple like that. We're really good on search for customers. And we're even better to search for really hard customers to find, for these enterprise accounts, for example. We are always searching for the internet, how to find new customers, how the new approach. We make some pretty interesting ways. We use the technology and the old technology that come from my background, and it's a great combination. For example, we are making like a partnership between Erah and Uber Eats. You know Uber Eats, right? Would you like to make a meeting? Great. I deliver some food to you and we eat something together during the meeting. Take the old school to the new technology. It's amazing, right? Once I have the meeting, we're like a real enterprise customers. Thanks so much, Mark. It was a pleasure. I will send a letter, write by myself, and a bottle of wine to you. We brought the old like enterprise accounts, invite you to the lunch, come together, talk about the family, to digital and keep like a really close approach. So it's amazing.
Interesting. And so, I mean, you have some Uber Eats as a very big customer. I mean, what would be your smaller size customers? Should you go to solopreneurs?
Yeah, we work with some small customers, but some local customers. But to talk about customers, we have some huge customers. We have like Salesforce, we have like Microsoft. They handle them in the Latin America. So we handle pretty big accounts. That's over $500,000 for one ticket. So we have space to make all this game, right? We have the price to really make all these great things and build a relationship. To generate leads, we have some small customers then more straight. You want leads? Okay. You don't want? Next. So we have this business, but nowadays we focus much more on these enterprise accounts because we see that you don't have so many guys understand this new game of how to really create relationships in the internet in a more high level, and we are pretty happy with what they are doing.
And do you use any artificial intelligence in your platform?
No, we do not use any intelligent interface so far. We're really good on some strategies. We're one of the best team on Latin American LinkedIn. We're top users. Something that we are trying now, these webinars are working so well, part of the strategy. This is something that I'm really happy. I think these live stuffs will change the world. It's changing how we see each other. It's changing how we connect with the customers. And in this part, I always like to make a joke, Mark. For example, Mark, would you like to talk with me now? Just me and you. I don't know, Mike. What's he saying? Would like to invite you to my live where will be thousands of guys. It will build like next one. And after you watch my live, I would like to connect you. This break this hard connection and make much more easy to make business.
Wow, very interesting. So how did you incorporate remote work into your company? Did you start as a remote company? Because I know you're fairly new. Or was that something that was just kind of thrust on you?
No, here because this part I think is crucial to discuss, Mark. Because something like this idea of remote for a company that's already established is something quite common, easy to work to handle. For us, that are in the first year that we are trying so many things and so hard stuff that you have to overcome. So for us, it was pretty hard. So we must be together because every day something's changed. Every day we have to make a different strategy. And when everybody's a part of that, it's pretty hard. So Erah stay for a couple of days, a couple of weeks at home, and already come back, follow all the rules and everything. But for us, it's like we work for remote and deliver remote products, but to create and improve every single day a team that's just started, that everybody's new and everybody is disconnected, for me, something almost impossible.
Interesting. And actually, maybe we coin a new phrase. Most people talk about working from home. You talk about working from beach, right?
Exactly. But I mean, even once we are at the beach, because we are growing so much. This year we left. The COVID was good for that, right? Because when nobody can travel, we can deliver a solution where we really support the guys. So, but when everybody arrive new, and I have to teach everything, and I have to check the gaps. When everybody's from home, I get crazy not improving anything. So for me, it was really important to have the team together, playing and improving every single day, and our numbers delivered that the last result makes sense.
Okay, so the current situation with the pandemic forced everybody to go remote back in March, at least in the US. I don't really know. I'm assuming
Brazil is already free. South of Brazil is already free. The biggest capital, we have to work from home. You have to work from home.
So did that cause any challenges or roadblocks that you didn't expect?
Yeah, sure. We had some big negotiations on the beginning of the COVID stuff. Some blocked all the negotiation because say, the world had stopped it. So we stopped for a couple of weeks, and this was a big change for us because we have one strategy, and the strategy has to change completely. It was completely different in the end. So we have to reinvent many stuff. We have to rethink everything. But in the other sides, I always see opportunities on that, and we see because once we have many of our customers are American guys that have customers in Latin America, and they cannot fly anymore, but they still want to have business. They still have the targets, and we are the really hands delivering the results. That's why we grow so much this year.
So actually, it sounds like COVID actually helped your business.
Absolutely, 100% right. I fully agree that thanks to COVID, of course, we know all the bad parts, but we take this terrible opportunity and turn into a profitable thing is something that really makes sense to our business.
Yeah. So did you have some growing pains in there?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's always hard, man, when you start growing. Like, oh, this is real. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Hire
looks
people.
like so simple but this year is like between 1 and 13 people was like hell in the middle. We double many times. The problems doubles more than triple sometimes, and how to handle all this stuff is always challenging. But once we are growing, we are happy. We know that to grow is not anything perfect. And because of that, we're still growing. And of course, we see how big we come in next year.
Yes.
We see for a startup, we already got investments. This is amazing for a startup in the first year. We recognize one of the best in our area, at least. So for me, it's pretty happy.
Yeah, these are the good problems to have. It's much better than we're not meeting our revenue projections, right?
Exactly. I see some customers, some closest friends, a friend of mine that have similar companies that were not in digital, didn't have the same chance of us, and simply closed during this COVID. It's pretty sad.
That's happened up here too. I know. So finally, there's companies like Gaper that help develop, build, and scale products, especially for startups. How important do you think that's going to be going forward? It sounds like you're actually part of that infrastructure,
Absolutely.
right?
Exactly. I think companies like that creative and with new solution, of course, are part of the new solution. I work with some of our customers that use developers, right? Some of our customers looking for developer stuffs. In this COVID, they have to develop something really fast, pivot to make change complete direction. So like these are really really they are a great solution for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think we're similar, but we just handle a different part of the technical expertise, right? I mean, what you do is there's definitely technical skills involved in it. Right.
Absolutely technical skills.
Yes. So, well, Mike, this has been fascinating. You're the first person I've talked to from South America. It's great to
Wow.
know that things are going well down there and
Yeah.
your life is better. So I'm quite happy for you. And I want to thank you for your time tonight. I know it's actually getting a little bit late there. You're pushing 8 o'clock there. So I'll let you get on with your evening.
Okay, Max, was really a pleasure. Thanks so much for inviting me. And for the next, it'll be a pleasure to participate again.
All right. And if you ever decide to come up to the States, give me a call.
For sure, I will. Mark, thanks so much. Have a great evening.
All right. Bye.